I was reading a book about business canvas models, and it talked about Alexander Osterwalder, who is the guy that created this business model canvas. He actually took the idea from another guy named Willie Bergelin. So they've been around for quite some time. But recently, I've seen a lot of people talk about this business model canvas, which basically helps you to structure how you're going to make money. So there are 9 different building blocks in the business model canvas, or BMC, which stands for business model canvas. And these building blocks will help you to get clarity when it comes to how your business is going to operate. First one is the customer segments. So who are you selling to? Who are you targeting? What type of people are they? What age group? Are they male or female? What's their interests? The more details that you can put into this segment, the better. This will help you to develop the right type of marketing message so you don't waste your time and money trying to market to the wrong people. The next one is the value propositions. So what are you selling? What product or service are you offering to these people? And also, why should they buy it from you? Why is it so special? What makes it different from your competitors? In this section, you should be able to clearly articulate the problem that your product or service solves. For example, Uber's value proposition is to provide a convenient and reliable way for people to get a ride. They're solving the problem of not having a car or not wanting to drive yourself. The third one is the distribution channels. How are you getting your product or service to your customers? Are you doing it online or offline? If online, which platforms are you using? Are you using social media? Are you using your own website? Or if offline, are you selling through retailers? Are you going door to door? Are you doing face-to-face selling? This is an important question because it determines how much money you need to have in order to start making sales. The next one is the customer relationships. So how do you build relationships with your customer? Is it a one-off transaction, or do you want to build long-term relationships? For example, Netflix focuses on building long-term relationships with its customers by providing a wide variety of content that appeals to a broad audience, and by constantly innovating and adding new features such as recommendation algorithms and multiple profiles. Whereas Amazon builds relationships by offering competitive prices, fast shipping, and a wide selection of products, as well as personalized recommendations based on customer browsing and purchase history. No, 5 is the revenue streams. So how exactly are you making money? What are your sources of income? Is it from product sales? Is it from service fees? Or maybe you're doing paid memberships or subscriptions? This is an important question because it helps you to understand the financial viability of your business. For example, a subscription service will generate a more predictable and stable revenue stream than a one-off product sale. Number 6 is the resources. So what resources do you need in order to deliver your value proposition to your customers? Do you need any physical resources like office space or equipment? Do you need any human resources like employees or contractors? Or maybe you need financial resources like a line of credit or investors. Identifying the resources that you need is important because it allows you to allocate your time and money accordingly. Without the right resources, you won't be able to deliver on your value proposition and generate revenue. Number 7 is the activities. So what are the key activities that you need to perform in order to deliver your value proposition to customers and generate revenue? These could include things like marketing and sales, production and delivery, or customer service. The activities that you identify will depend on the specific products or services that you offer. But it's important to remember that each activity will require resources and expertise. So you need to make sure that you have the necessary infrastructure in place before you start. For example, if you're starting an e-commerce business, you'll need to identify the key activities involved in fulfilling orders, such as processing payments and shipping products. You'll also need to consider the activities required to market your products to potential customers, such as running ads on social media platforms. The 8th one is partners. So who are your partners and suppliers? Who are you working with in order to deliver your value proposition to customers? This is important to identify because these partnerships may give you access to resources or expertise that you don't have in-house. It also helps you to reduce risk by diversifying your suppliers and partners. For example, a coffee shop may partner with a local coffee roaster to ensure a steady supply of high-quality coffee beans. Similarly, an online retailer may partner with multiple shipping companies in order to offer customers a variety of shipping options at competitive rates. By identifying these key partners and suppliers, businesses can ensure that they have the necessary resources and expertise to deliver on their value proposition and meet customer needs effectively. Last one is the cash flow. This is very important. When are you generating cash? How long does it take? You need to know your cash flows inside out because you don't want to run out of cash. It's one of the main reasons why businesses fail. Most businesses fail because they run out of cash. So you need to keep track of your expenses and your revenue and make sure that you're always generating enough cash to cover your costs. So now let's see how we can embed the BMC with the business plan. A business plan is a formal document that outlines a company's goals and how it plans to achieve them. Typically, a business plan includes an executive summary, a company description, market analysis, competitive analysis, marketing and sales strategy, operations plan, management team, and financial projections. However, as mentioned earlier, it can be challenging to create a comprehensive business plan, especially for startups and entrepreneurs who may not have the necessary experience or resources. This is where the business model canvas can complement and enhance the business planning process. By using the 9 building blocks that we talked about earlier, you can fill in the gaps that may exist in a traditional business plan. So you can use the BMC to flesh out your business plan. For example, instead of just stating your company's goals in the executive summary, you can use the Canvas's customer segments and value proposition blocks to explain the specific problems you're solving and the target audience you're serving. Additionally, instead of just describing your company in the company description section, you can use the Canvas's revenue streams and cash flow blocks to discuss your pricing strategy and financial projections. This approach allows entrepreneurs to quickly and easily create a business plan without having to worry about missing any important sections. Let me give you an example of a company that's using the business model canvas successfully. This is Netflix. I already mentioned them when we were talking about customer relationships, but they're a perfect example of a company that has used the BMC to achieve success. When Netflix started, they simply offered a DVD rental service via the mail, which was a value proposition that addressed the problem of inconvenience and limited selection of physical video stores. They focused on customer segments that were underserved by existing video rental businesses, such as those in rural areas or with limited access to physical stores. They also developed a robust online platform that allowed customers to easily browse and rent DVDs, which was a significant improvement over the cumbersome experience of visiting physical stores. Moreover, Netflix leveraged early internet technologies to personalize recommendations and develop a customer centric approach to service delivery. By focusing on customer convenience, personalization, and a wide selection, Netflix was able to differentiate itself from traditional video rental businesses and establish itself as a leader in the emerging market for online streaming services. Today, Netflix continues to use the BMC to inform its strategic decision making and adapt to changing market conditions. For example, they've expanded their service to include original content, which has helped them to attract and retain customers. They also regularly experiment with new features and pricing models, all while keeping their core values of customer focus and innovation in mind. By using the BMC as a framework for decision making, Netflix has been able to maintain its position as a market leader and innovator in the global entertainment industry. So, this is my advice. Use the business model canvas to help you to get clarity when it comes to how your business is going to operate. And if you want to learn more about business, you can check out this playlist right here. See you later.